We are treated like a doormat in my husband's family, and my mother-in-law refuses to have a grandma day with our children, so we are moving states away and never coming back. My mother-in-law lives less than 10 minutes down the road from me. At first I was so happy. She and my eldest son had a great bond. She would have him over to spend the night once every few months. I had twin newborns at home. Once they got older, she would take one kid at a time to do activities about once a month or so. I thought she was doing what she could to help me. I was grateful. Then my sister-in-law had a baby. My kids only exist on holidays now. All of a sudden my mother-in-law is over at my sister-in-law's house cleaning, gardening, babysitting if her daughter wants to do literally anything. She's cooking for them, bringing them treats, and inviting them over to have pizza and movie nights. My sister-in-law works. I'm a stay-at-home homeschooling mom and I run a small business. I watched my nephew and then niece when she was born from said sister-in-law during the shift overlap of my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, until I asked to get paid. Then I was fired. My mother-in-law started to get Thursdays off at her work, so she invited my sister-in-law over from the moment she woke up to spend the whole day over there as free babysitting. She gets to nap, and she gets to eat lunch and dinner there, and gets a lunch packed for her night shift job. They call it Grandma Day. After 4 years my now 4 kids are wondering why only their cousins get Grandma Day. My husband and I talked. It really bothers him that his mother treats his sister like a princess, but treats him like he only exists if he can do something for her. We agree to give her one last chance and to spread it all out for her to see our side. We've tried before, but she always changes the conversation. We tell her about the kids asking about having a Grandma Day. She looks aghast, says she has no more time to give. I said I'm not asking for an additional day, but that my kids love her and we could go every other week and take turns. She shuts me down right away, says she's probably not going to do Grandma Day anyway as she's getting too busy. This was Easter. Not one Grandma Day has been missed except for vacation, which she went with them on to babysit. She was disgusted. I asked, but I don't think it's fair to my kids. I'm not asking even half of what she's freely offering to my sister-in-law. I feel like she's punishing me and my kids for me being a stay-at-home mom. My choice, my consequence. But my sister-in-law works. Shouldn't that be her choice or consequence? Now they, my mother-in-law, her 2 daughters and my brother-in-law, are all treating us like we were the offer asking. Update 1 year later. I stopped posting hardly anything on social media because my sils would text or call my husband within a day of my posting reading into things saying I was trashing his mother/them. I wasn't. I couldn't even post about what we did as a family on the weekends. They knew my husband doesn't have social media and it felt like they were trying to turn him against me. Sorry guys, didn't work. I was so stressed out my doctor believes it caused me to have a small stroke last year when their lies were at a peak. I'm okay now, but it was scary at the time. Even though we knew it would be hard. When my husband's sister flew in from out of state we spent a significant amount of time with his family so the kids could see their aunt. My therapist gave me several coping mechanisms to deal with them, mainly gray rocking, which helped a lot. I was treated fairly nice by mother-in-law starting a few days before my sister-in-law flew in. She was on her best behavior, I'm guessing so that I would keep my mouth shut during the visit. My children had only seen her at most 3 times since the Easter conversation. No apology, no attempt to share Grandma Day with my children. The visit was awful. My local sister-in-law was so completely rude and unkind. The last day when I got home I got the kids doing something and I made it to my room and I broke down and cried. My husband, who had to work the 3rd shift this whole time, woke up and comforted me. He didn't want to even go and say his goodbyes to his sister-in-law that night, because of their collective behavior, but I told him that it was just one more piece of ammunition they would use against us, so we went. About a month later I wrote an unrelated caption on a picture about how healing hurts. Nothing personal, just how when you grow you see things a bit clearer and how it can hurt, but that it's worth it in the end. My husband's sister who lives far away started texting him and me the next day about how that's a slam to their mother. I have never once said anything bad about my mother-in-law to anyone ever. The most I ever did was post anonymously here on Reddit or talk to my husband. So guilty consciences read into it. My husband brought up how he agreed with my post, and that he felt the same way. She went nuclear. That conversation ended their relationship. In this time they saw my Reddit page because I wasn't hiding anything and wanted her to know our side, seeing as she had only heard one side. She still took mother-in-law and sister-in-law's side. Baffling. I know. Thanksgiving is cancelled. Lol. My husband got a text from his mom that she was canceling Thanksgiving. He called her bluff and said she didn't have to cancel just to hide the fact that she would still have her golden child and her family over. We just wouldn't come. We had a small family Thanksgiving, and our 14-year-old said it was his favorite Thanksgiving ever. We didn't attend Christmas either. The smoke settles. Unbeknownst to me, my husband had gotten an opportunity to apply to a new job within the same company he works for. He had gotten several before, but he says this one just felt different. He comes home and rocks my world. This job comes with moving several states away. Never once did I ever see him moving out of state, ever. This is the man who bought a plow truck just so he could plow his mom and sister's driveways. This is the man who would let his brother-in-law work on his sister's truck in his garage and park outside for up to a week, all because they never ordered the part they knew they needed before they stated taking it apart. This is the man who chopped wood every single year for them, but we never had a wood-burning stove. He applied and got a great offer. We decided that we needed to visit the area before we made the decision. On our way out there his sister called screaming and yelling at him about moving. She's a bit controlling if you haven't picked that up by now. And she saw him slipping through her fingers. The kids were in the vehicle with us and could hear everything, even though it wasn't on speakerphone and we were driving a loud diesel. My husband ended the call. We loved the area. The kids said they didn't even want to go back home. My husband and I talked extensively about the pros and cons, but never once did my in-laws enter the equation. In the end, I told him that it was his decision and that I would make it work no matter what he felt was right. He accepted, and we went home. My husband told his mother the day after we got home. She already knew from sister-in-law, but he had to officially her himself, told her we had several months to get our house ready to sell and that he would like for her to visit us out there. She said okay. Over the next few months, she stopped over 3 times for a few minutes at a time, because she was driving by and saw us out there. She dropped off our Christmas presents so that we could take them with us, proving to my husband that she has never had any intention of ever coming to see and support him. I am banned from sister-in-law's house because this is all my fault. She then invited my whole household to my niece's birthday party except for me. This is the niece and nephew I used to watch for free for 3 years until I asked to be paid and then was fired. Story on my page. My husband put the invitation on the fridge so that our kids could see how petty their aunt was being. She dared to text him for an RSVP and he told her that if I wasn't invited, then none of us were invited. We list our house. Sister-in-law is pissed that at the price husband informs me, thinking it's way too high. We sell it for even more. Lol. We have a going away party. Mother-in-law and sister-in-law show up just to save face. It was so comical seeing them try to pretend they know anything about what we've been doing, or what our plans are. People noticed and commented. The kids gave them quick hugs when they left. No tears were shed. My mother-in-law has the audacity to hug my husband and say I don't play favorites as her goodbye. We moved several states away and are so happy.